Hey everyone, welcome back to Watcher Central, where we dive deep into the world of movies, TV shows, and everything in between. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most chilling serial killer documentaries that even Netflix would ask you.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Here we go. In number 1 we got the Ted Bundy tapes. Now, if you've heard Bundy's name before, you know the drill, but if you haven't, buckle up because you're in for a wild ride. Ted Bundy wasn't just any serial killer. In the 1970s, he terrorized women across several states, claiming at least 30 victims, though many believe the actual number was higher. He was known for his charm and good looks, often using that to lure his victims. What made him so terrifying wasn't just his ability to manipulate those around him, but his sheer psychological game. What's chilling about the Ted Bundy tapes is that you hear Bundy recount his crimes in his own words. The director, Joe Berlinger, takes advantage of Bundy's manipulation through clever editing and pacing. The interview scenes are shot with dim lighting, the shadows playing on Bundy's face, giving an ominous sense that something is lurking just beneath the surface. Cinematically, the doc is brilliantly eerie. It doesn't rely on reenactments or graphic images, but rather on Bundy's voice. His calm tone, almost soothing at times, creates a dissonance between what he says and the horror of his actions. This contrast between his normal demeanor and the chilling details of his crimes is amplified by the subtle, uncomfortable camera angles that never allow you to get too comfortable. It's almost as if Bundy himself is performing. He's in control of the narrative, and the filmmakers capture that sense of manipulation through tight, lingering shots and dark, claustrophobic framing. It's not the flashy visuals that get you. It's the creeping, insidious feeling that something's off every time he speaks. Next up, let's talk about the Jeffrey Dahmer Files. Jeffrey Dahmer, often referred to as the Milwaukee cannibal, was convicted of 17 murders between 1978 and 1991. His crimes were horrific, involving not only murder, but also necrophilia, dismemberment, and cannibalism. Dahmer's history is a chilling one, marked by a quiet, seemingly ordinary exterior masking a truly monstrous nature. What makes the Jeffrey Dahmer Files unique is how it blends real-life footage with interviews and, yes, reenactments. But these reenactments aren't the Hollywood kind. They're minimalistic, stark, and designed to leave you uncomfortable. They mirror the cold, unfeeling nature of Dahmer's actions. The cinematography here is a masterclass in understatement. It's not the gore that gets under your skin, but the emptiness of his world. His apartment is shown as a bland, uninspiring space. The unremarkable beige walls, the dim lighting, it all emphasizes the disturbing normalcy with which Dahmer lived. The slow, methodical pacing of the documentary builds tension. His expressionless stare is haunting. It's the perfect visual metaphor for a man who could hide his monstrosity in plain sight. It's almost like you can feel the weight of the silence around him. The documentary gives you space to reflect on how easy it was for Dahmer to blend in and disappear, even as his crimes were escalating. Now, let's switch gears a bit. We're talking about a show that's as much about psychology as it is about crime, Mindhunter. While this isn't a traditional documentary, it's based on true events. The show, which was directed by David Fincher, follows 2 FBI agents, Holden Ford and Bill Tench, as they interview real-life serial killers in an attempt to understand what makes them tick. The series is based on the book Mindhunter, inside the FBI's elite serial crime unit, which chronicles the development of criminal profiling in the late 1970s. This was a time when the FBI had no real understanding of serial killers, and they were trying to get inside the minds of these criminals to predict their future behavior. The show brings to life some of the most infamous killers of the time, like Ed Kemper, Richard Speck, and Jerry Brudos, each of whom had their own disturbing reasons for committing their crimes. What's fascinating is the way the show captures these interviews, particularly with Ed Kemper, the so-called co-ed killer. Kemper's calm and articulate demeanor during his interviews is chilling. It's almost like he's explaining a math problem rather than recounting brutal murders. Fincher masterfully builds tension in these scenes by keeping the camera at a distance, isolating the viewer, and creating a sense of discomfort. What's brilliant about Mindhunter is how it focuses on the slow unraveling of these killer psyches, using long, lingering shots that emphasize the tension in the room. In this show, the conversations are like a game of mental chess. Next up is a documentary that feels more like a thriller than a factual recounting. The Jinx, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. Now, Durst wasn't a traditional serial killer in the sense of Ted Bundy or Dahmer, but his case is equally bizarre. Robert Durst, heir to a multi-million-dollar real estate empire, was involved in the mysterious disappearances of at least 3 people: his wife, his best friend, and another associate. The truly terrifying part of Durst's story is how he managed to slip through the cracks of the justice system time and time again. The real cinematic brilliance of The Jinx is the way it unfolds in real time. The documentary follows Durst's life as it leads up to a shocking revelation in the final episode. The lingering shots of Durst's face, particularly during his more erratic moments, create a feeling of watching a man on the edge. And let's talk about the final scene. I won't spoil it, but it's pure cinematic genius. It's a jaw-dropping reveal, but still one of the most iconic moments in true crime documentary history. Finally, let's talk about Making a Murderer. This one is a documentary series that has captivated audiences for years. The case of Steven Avery is one of wrongful conviction, redemption, and ultimately, more accusations of murder. Avery was initially sentenced to 18 years for a crime he didn't commit, only to be freed, and then later accused of a completely different murder. What makes Making a Murderer so cinematic is how it shifts the traditional documentary format. It's not about sensationalism or graphic reenactments. Instead, it's about the long, painstaking process of uncovering the truth, or in Avery's case, uncovering the lack of truth. The cinematography here is grounded, often using tight, intimate shots of the Avery family as they fight against the legal system. The directors let the story breathe, letting the viewer draw their own conclusions, while always keeping you on the edge of your seat. What's most cinematic about Making a Murderer is how it pulls you into the investigation. You're not just an observer, you're emotionally invested in the outcome. The editing and pacing make you feel like you're in a high-stakes thriller. Each new revelation feels like a plot twist in an epic crime saga, and by the end, you can't help but feel like you've just watched the longest, most complex courtroom drama of your life. Now, let's talk about one of the most enigmatic serial killers in history, the Zodiac Killer. His case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American crime history, and in the documentary, This is the Zodiac Speaking, dives deep into his terrifying legacy. The Zodiac Killer terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 70s. His method was cold and calculated, attacking couples in secluded areas and taunting the police by sending cryptic letters to newspapers, complete with ciphers that, even today, remain partially unsolved. This is the Zodiac Speaking isn't just another true crime documentary. Unlike other projects that speculate wildly, this one provides exclusive interviews with detectives, journalists, and even survivors who were directly involved in the case. It methodically breaks down each confirmed murder linked to the Zodiac, analyzing the evidence with chilling precision. From a cinematic perspective, this documentary is gripping. It takes a raw and unfiltered approach, using archival footage, eerie reenactments, and detailed crime scene reconstructions. There's no over-dramatization, no unnecessary embellishments, just the unsettling reality of a case that remains unsolved. And that's exactly what makes it so terrifying. The show presents multiple theories about who the Zodiac could have been, based on real evidence and expert testimony. The documentary explores the possibility that the killer may have even slipped through the hands of the police. Was the Zodiac someone they questioned and dismissed? Or was he an elusive ghost, always one step ahead? If you're a fan of unsolved mysteries and psychological thrillers, This is the Zodiac Speaking is a must-watch. Just one piece of advice: don't watch it alone at night. You never know who might be watching you. So whether it's the cryptic Zodiac Killer, the manipulative confessions of Henry Lee Lucas, or the haunting Long Island murders, these documentaries remind us that some mysteries remain unsolved. And maybe that's the scariest part. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome recommendations on movies, series, documentaries, and even anime. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, and what video should I do next.